the server which we have, it is Oracle Linux 8 machine. So there is no Jenkins right now. We need to install Jenkins, but before that we need to install a couple of software like Java. Jenkins run on Java. Therefore, we need to install Java 11 OpenJDK and Development Edition. This is JDK actually. Java 11 OpenJDK development. Git, if it is not there, in our case it is already there. wget and curl. So we are installing these softwares. After these softwares are installed, we need to set up the repository for Jenkins. The repository is available here. Like if I can directly use git command, the actual command is there in a single command if you want to do. But I don't want to do it in a single command. So if file is pulled, I can show you this file jenkins.repo. This is the repository. So I can move this file jenkins.repo to /etc/yum.repos.d. This is the real location of the repositories. So the same thing could have been achieved. Like let me remove this file and show you that the same thing could have been removed used using a single command. I'm removing the file and I'm executing the same entire command, that is curl command, silently from the location. Pull this file, display the content of the file. I'm selecting and explaining. Display the content, that is piping symbol T, and send the content to the etc yum.repos.t. All these things can be done in a single command, and this is the command. So this will demonstrate the same file, and this will place the file in etc yum.repos.t. All these things are there in the lab assignment. So the repository is set. After the repository is configured, Java is installed, you need to import the repository key also. This key, basically the purpose of the key is to ensure the integrity of the package, that your RPMs, your packages which you are going to download from the repository, they are not tampered with. Any developer who is working on software sign their packages with a key. So if somebody else try to temper the application, the key will be tempered. So you will get the output here. And if there is no output during the installation, this command itself will not show any output. This is just imported the key. So when I'm going to install Jenkins here, like dnf install Jenkins, this installation will pull the Jenkins from the repository which I configured just now and install Jenkins on this machine. And it will check the integrity of the package here using the key which I have installed using RPM command. So this is downloading the package. In the meanwhile, because I have enough time, this is installing Jenkins. That is the purpose actually. That is the timing planning. It's going to take some time. So I'm going to utilize this time to set up my executor tester1. And nothing else is required as you did, because my first demonstration will be Java related project. So let me go to SSH tester1, and because I set up SSH key based authentication on my tester1 machine, so I'm working on tester1 as root user, so I can do the installation of files, that is Java, which is required for this machine also, and I'm going to use this machine as executor for Java based projects. For Java projects, this is going to be my executor. Therefore, I'm installing Java JDK on this machine. So this is my prerequisite on executor. Remember, Java must be there on executor, because to build Java based project, you need to have Java on that, the way we did on our executor VM in Visual Builder Studio. So this is still working. This is downloading, installing Java on my executor, that is a tester1. So Java is done here. I don't need any other thing apart from this. However, I need a private key of my server which will connect to this machine. So I can exit from here, because Jenkins is going to use private public key pair in order to manage this machine. So what I need is I need the private key cat dot ssh id underscore rsa dot no dot not pub, and this private key is required, which I will use in my Jenkins to authenticate and to deploy software on my tester one machine, because I have already configured SSH key based authentication. So this private key will be sufficient in order to take control of tester one and manage tester one. And this is what my Jenkins will be needing. So let's see, once Jenkins is installed, we'll proceed. Let me explain in the meanwhile. After Jenkins is installed, it is you can see that is 2.3.2.346. You have to start Jenkins service. You have to enable Jenkins service. Jenkins run in container, that is a Tomcat container. So it will take port number 8080. So I need to open port number 8080 for that purpose. I can use that right now. Firewall hyphen cmd hyphen add hyphen port equal to 80 slash 8080, sorry, 8080 slash TCP. This will add port number 8080 TCP so that I can access this from anywhere, and then I need to reload the firewall. So firewall port number 8080 open. In your case, you will also be using Tomcat server as our deployment server, the environment server on the same machine. For that, you will be doing this port number 8081. And another thing in your Tomcat, you will be changing the port of Tomcat server. This is the lab assignment part. So it will come not in the current lab, not in the first lab, but when you will be creating the deployment server to deploy application on a Tomcat server. So port number 80, this is how you open the ports and reload the firewall. So after this Tomcat is done, after this firewall is open, you will simply hit the machine from the local machine, from your outside machine. For example, here you can try whether a machine is reachable or not. CMD, try ping command, ping 10.10.0.100. This is the IP address of my server machine setting. If you have used that setting properly, even you will be able to reach out to your tester, your server machine from command line of your host machine. Similarly, I can try with the 101 also, which is IP address of my tester one. And that also means that I can reach from here to tester one also, to server also. My networking is fine. Host network manager. This is adapter number 3, which has the IP address 10.10.0.1 series. This was created, and in the server machine settings, if you look at the network, adapter number 1 is for NAT to download the software and install software. Adapter number 2 is for adapter number 3, that is adapter number 2 is that host only adapter, Ethernet adapter 3, which is actually have the same IP address 10.10.0.1 series. So therefore, testers should also have the same. If they don't have same, they will not be able to communicate with each other. First adapter NAT, under networking. Second adapter host only adapter, VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter number 3. So that is the setting which is helping me to have the communication between these two machines. Because of this, I can establish the communication. Now, hopefully it is about to finish. That's correct. So I will be able to access my tester one. I will be able to use tester one at Jenkins because I have my private key ready. The moment Jenkins is installed, I'm going to configure that as an agent. So Jenkins installed, you need to start the service. System CTL start Jenkins. And to ensure that the Jenkins start at boot time, the command is systemctl enable Jenkins. Now, one warning: when I will start Jenkins, when I will access Jenkins, the first time installation of plugins take quite long time, and it failed 70%, 60% to be precise of the time. It is never successful in first attempt. So that's the warning. Take that, please. I'm going to talk about that where when it comes to the right time. So let's check the status. So Jenkins is installed on this machine. Firewall hyphen cmd hyphen hyphen add hyphen port equal to 8080/tcp and reload it. Let's see that now. List all. So because of that, I was not able to access. This is a common error, guys. So the password is located at this URL. I mean its path. Copy this path. Open this path in your server machine. So use cat command to grab the password stored into this file. Copy that password. Paste the password in Jenkins dashboard, and then it will ask you to install the plugins. These are mandatory suggested plugins or selected plugins. If you are damn sure about what you need, what you are doing in production environment, which you generally are, you should use select plugins to install. But in our training purpose, we are going to start with the default and suggested plugins only. So I'm going to select this install suggested plugins. After this installation is done, you will be redirected to a page where you will create the admin user and the password. Then after admin user is created, you will be displayed the URL of Jenkins. From that URL, you will be able to go to the URL and log in using the user which created, and that is the dashboard. So after that, as inside the dashboard, we will explore the plugins. We'll explore how to install plugins. We'll configure this tester one as agent, and we will create a job also. For that job, I have a repository on my system, on my GitHub account. On my GitHub account, I have my repository Jenkins, and this is the repository I'm going to use. And this is the file hello world.java, and I'm going to make changes in this file only. And I'll see that this file is automatically built whenever there's a file in this, there's a change in this file. So this is a repository. This is the URL of the repository. I'm going to use this repository to pull the code, to build it automatically, and trigger the build whenever there's a change in this file. This file is nothing but hello world. I mean, this is a hello world program. Hello world from Oracle DevOps, created on June 29, 2022. I changed the date because to prove that there's some change in the file, I'll just modify that timestamp, change the date. So this is a simple Java program, public class hello world, public static void main, and then system.out.println. So this is a simple program we have. I'm going to make changes into this program to verify the working of this. And to compile, you know that in order to compile and execute, we have one is javac. First command is javac hello world.java, and second is java and hello world. That's how we are going to execute this. So I'm installing Jenkins on this machine, installing Java and wget and all these commands. Same set of commands I'm executing here on my remote machine. So there is absolutely no change. However, in the meanwhile, let me open port number 22 as you were talking about, not port number 22, 8080. So security list, add security rule 0.0.0.0/0 port number. Jenkins is installed, and this is what I was referring to, that it will ask you to create the admin user. So I'm creating user admin with admin user, admin 1234, admin 1234, full name Ramnivas Sangwan, ramansangwan@gmail.com, and update the password. And this is the URL. Save and finish. Jenkins is ready, and this is the Jenkins, guys. Let's configure the executor. That is build executor. So under manage Jenkins, you will see the warning also. Building on built-in node can be security issue. You should set up a distributed build environment. And this is what I'm going to do, set up Jenkins or agent. So node name is going to be tester1. In my case, they're going to be permanent agent. Create this agent. Now here I need to specify this is my tester1 as executor. Number of executor means parallelly how many processes can run on this. Two processes can run, two threads can run. Remote directory, whether the directory exists on that machine or not, but what will be used, we need to specify that. And conventionally, it should be where lib Jenkins. You may wonder why, because all software specific data is always kept under where lib directory corresponding to the software. So that's the reason I'm using where lib Jenkins. And if you click here, this will give you the path also, like where Jenkins or C:/Jenkins. I'm using Linux machine, so I'm using my conventional knowledge. I'm not following blindly what was written here. Label. This is what the limitation is, or sorry, when you want to execute jobs, specific job on this machine, that is called selecting through a label. So I'm going to create a label for this machine, and with the name, keeping it with the same name, tester1. What does actually that mean? It means that when I'll configure a job to run on an executor with label tester1, that will make that particular job run on this machine only. That is tester1. So that is label selector, and you can click on this. That will give you more detail about the same thing what I'm explaining. You can click on this again to uses. Use this node as much as possible. Yes. Or you can say only build job with label expression matching this node. This is I want. This is a policy for me. I like this policy because I don't want all jobs to be executed on this. I want only those jobs should be executed on this executor where the label is matching, and label should be tester1. Launch agent by connecting to its to the controller. I want this to be launched via SSH. Hostname is 10.10.0.101, the IP address of the machine. Credential is I want to add that because I want to add SSH based authentication. So I want to add username and password. No. SSH username with private key. Yes. So global yes. ID tester1. Description private key for server. Private key of server to connect to tester1. Username is root, and treat username as a secret, not required for me. Passphrase I don't have. Where is my key? I want to enter the key directly. So add the private key directly, and I have my private key in my server machine in the second tab where I copied that. Yeah, this one. This is my private key. Remember, this is my private key of my server. No extra character, no less character, including dashes you have to include, including hyphens. So paste the private key here in the space provided. So remember, this is private key of your server, which allows this machine to control tester1. And passphrase, there's nothing. Add this. So now I'm going to select that key, private key. So I selected the private key to connect to server1. Known host for file. No, I don't want any verify strategy. And keep this agent online as much as possible. Perfectly fine. And no other properties. Save. Now once you see saved, you can see the settings here, build history or configuration or logs. So I want to see the logs so that I can check what is going on, whether it is being added successfully or are we getting any error. So here you will see the error if there is any error to connect to that machine and add that as an executor. Opening SSH, warning, that's fine. Authentication successful. Remote user environment is displayed here. I'm not interested. Checking Java. I installed Java beforehand. Java is there, 11 version. Starting SFTP client. Wonderful. All going good. Agent successfully connected and it is online. Congratulations. So we have that executor successfully configured with all the statistics of the tester1. This is how you add tester1 as an executor. If I want to add another instance or OCI instance and executor, that also I can do. But for that, I need extra plugins. So I'll go to the dashboard. Let's understand how to add plugins. Under Manage Jenkins, you have the option of Manage Plugins. So click on Manage Plugins. Under Available tab, you select the plugins. For example, I want role based authorization strategy. I'm selecting this plugin. So install without restart. This will install the plugin. All the dependencies are already installed, and this plugin is also will be installed. This is how you install plugins on Jenkins. So this is done. Go back to the page. I want to install more plugins. Manage Jenkins under available. Let's say Maven. I want to install Maven based plugin like Maven integration. I want to do this. In fact, I need a specific plugin. In your lab assignment, you will see that specific instruction for that plugin in your lab. But however, here I know what I'm trying to search. I'm searching for the Unleash Maven plugin. This Unleash Maven plugin will help me building a job using Maven, and I want to install this. You will be installing it in your specific lab assignment in specific sequence, but I'm installing it because I'm aware what I will be needing during the day. I'm preparing my system in advance to installing those plugins. And after this plugin is installed, definitely I would want that restart Jenkins when the installation is complete and no job is running. So I'm doing that. I click on this also. Let's see the status of our remote machine. Installation is complete. SSH OPC and then sudo su hyphen. Okay, the last command executed was Java, and this installation done. Now let's set up the repository. I'm working on my remote machine with the name Jenkins. Now the repository is configured. I'll import the key. Same set of commands I'm executing on this machine. And now firewall -cmd -permanent -add -port equal to 8080/TCP. This is inside the, what is the typing mistake? firewall cmd perma. Oh, sorry. Yes. So Jenkins can be installed now. Systemctl. Oh, sorry. Yum install -y Jenkins. This will install Jenkins, and after Jenkins installation is done, I'm good to use my public IP address of this machine, and you will be able to work on this machine as well. So systemctl --now enable Jenkins. Team, this command will serve two purposes. First, it will start Jenkins. Second, it will enable Jenkins, so that I don't have to execute. Now, what is the problem? Typing mistakes are so many. Sorry. This will serve two purposes. It will start Jenkins and it will enable Jenkins, so that next time I don't have to start Jenkins. And when the system reboots, the Jenkins is automatically started. So once my Jenkins is started, I'm good to access Jenkins from my public IP address of this instance, which I can find on my instance page. So this is the public IP :8080. I'm sure the moment the Jenkins is installed, I will be able to access. Wow, it is done. So let's get the password. Cat password, and this is the password. Copy. I'm going to paste it here and continue. Same process. Install suggested plugins. So this is the same process. So fast. So creating user. I'm creating the user with you guys, and I'm sharing the password also with you. Let me give a meaningful user. Password is, user ID is admin, and password I'll share. What is the password? What password I should use? Some common password I want to give to you. Okay, Oracle #123. Oracle #123. Oracle. Yes, everything is small, and you can access it now. This is the IP address. Save and finish. So closing this now. Working on my actual Jenkins with it. Now, if you see this is paused or this is hanged, don't panic. You can launch another version. 10.10.0.100 8080, and if Jenkins login page is has appeared. That means this is a necessary hand. So we have plugins, guys. Let's create a job now. That's interesting. So how to create a new item? And let's create a job with the same name, hello world. Mind it, Java is case sensitive, so I'm giving the same name, hello world, without space, mandatory, because it will create a directory in my executor with the same name. So Linux is not very comfortable with space in the directory name. Therefore, don't give any space. Freestyle project means you will decide what kind of project it is. So OK, and the project is created. Here we have to specify the steps what you did yesterday in Visual Builder Studio. So let's say it is a GitHub project. GitHub URL of project URL is this, and execute restrict where the job can run. Yes, I want. Where I want to execute it on tester one. So this is my label selector, what I was talking about. So advanced nothing. Source code is where my source code is. Source code is on Git. Where is Git URL? I select the copy paste URL. Repository URL. No credentials required. But yes, my branch name is not master. My branch name is main, M-A-I-N. You see here. So it is main, M-A-I-N. Repository browser, nothing. Build trigger right now, poll SCM. Poll SCM means I want to check every 15 minutes. And here I can, with the example, I can get the URL also, the link. So check every 15 minutes. So, and then execute it if there is a change. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to make changes in my repository, in my file, and I will see that after 15 minutes it is being built or not. This is the build scheduler I was talking about, build trigger. Same thing you will find in Visual Builder Studio also with the name build triggers. So build trigger you specify, if you specify build periodically, irrespective of whether there is a change or no, it will build that. I don't want this. I want based on changes in the repository. Build environment, nothing is required. Build step I want to specify, and I want to execute shell command. What is the command? I want to execute java c hello world dot java. This is my program name, and execute this program java hello world. So these are the two commands which I want to execute to build this project, because this is a simple Java based project. So Java C will compile that Java program hello world.java, and Java hello world will run that class, compiled class, and apply and save and build now. Build now. Same. And this is 1 second, sir. Let me complete. So let me I click on this link to see the logs, that is console output, and that console output will tell me the whole process, how it is working. Building remotely on tester one in the workspace where live Jenkins workspace hello world. Pulling from Git entire project using the command java c and java and the hello world from Oracle on June 29, and I'm going to make change now in this file to prove that this is going to check this file in 15 minutes, and once it find a change, this will execute it. So I'm giving now July date, July 27, let's say. Commit the changes right now. So what will happen is this will check the job. I accidentally clicked twice, but the third build will happen after the code change, because the code has actually changed, and therefore it will build that. That's how you can successfully create build jobs in Jenkins. Okay, guys, that was the demonstration for installation and setup and installing plugins. A lot of lectures are based on the demonstration given so far.